Hey everybody, welcome back to me talking about whatever animated thing I want to talk about. I'm Shelby. Welcome to Ginger Boom Studios. For those of you who are new, hi, I'm an animator. I have one animation degree and I am a junior in my second animation degree. So, welcome. I talk about whatever animated things I feel like. So, we're trying out a new lighting setup. I have a tiny ring light. I don't know how well it's going to work because I have glasses is the only thing. So I'm going to look up some info on how to make that better. But in my last Rudolph video, the lighting kept going in and out because of natural lighting and I got sick of it. So hopefully this will help with some of that. But if you guys could just like and subscribe if you want, if you feel like. I'm trying to get to 100 by the end of the year. We're almost at 30. That's wicked exciting. Well, at least when I'm recording this, we're almost at 30. We will have to see. So what are we doing today? Today we're going to be talking about the releases of 2021 in the animation industry that I am really excited about, that I'm heavily anticipating. And the next video is actually going to be stuff coming out in 2021 that I'm not excited about. So if you want to stay updated, maybe subscribe, click the little bell notification. I'm turning into a real YouTuber, so you don't miss out when I tell you which animations I'm not excited for. Anyway, let's get into this video, my guys, yay! So the first movie that I'm really excited is coming out in 2021 is Raya and the Last Dragon by Disney. I have to say, after watching the trailer, this is probably the first Disney movie I'm excited is coming out. Probably since Moana. Yeah, that sounds right. Disney has just kind of been loading it up with the sequels that I'm personally not interested in. For example, I didn't think Frozen 2 needed a sequel. Frozen 2 needed a sequel, God. I didn't think Frozen needed a sequel. I thought Frozen needed to be fixed drastically, and I'm not convinced the sequel did that. So, you can hear Aaliyah sighing. It is a staple of my videos. I'm very excited for Raya and the Last Dragon to come out. I'm excited for the Southeast Asian representation. Watching the trailer I just watched, it looks a lot like it's going to be a kind of Indiana Jones-esque vibe combined with like post-apocalyptic maybe. The desert scenes reminded me of Star Wars, the new ones, a little bit, which is exciting. I'm hoping it will be a good addition to Disney. See, when Disney does like creative new works, I tend to really like them, but the sequels are just killing me. Like, for example, I adored Wreck-It Ralph and I hated the sequel a lot. Like, there were parts of it I liked, but I overwhelmingly just kind of hated it. So and I liked things about Frozen. I haven't seen Frozen 2 yet, but I don't really have any intention of doing so. I felt like Frozen missed a lot of opportunities, so I'm excited for Raya and the Last Dragon. Raya and the Last Dragon is coming out on March 12th of 2021, and I'm excited to see it. And if you guys want a review, let me know. I don't typically do current movies just because taking any kind of clips from those is a one-way ticket to copyright town. But if you guys are interested, I could do one with no clips and just tell you what I thought of it. Next one. This one I think is going to be controversial. I'm excited for Earwig and the Witch by Studio Ghibli. I know a lot of people don't like what Hayao Miyazaki's son has made, and I understand that and I can agree with it. I also understand why people aren't excited about Studio Ghibli moving into 3D animation. I'm interested in this because of the stylized characters and how different it looks from most 3D animation that comes out now. I feel like a lot of 3D animation focuses solely on making people look exceedingly pretty, when I would prefer sometimes we have more of a like the triplets of Belleville type thing, you know? So I am excited by how ugly a lot of the characters look. I know that sounds weird. I will say for the first film they're making, characters do look a little plasticky, which isn't my cup of tea, but I still am excited to see it, you know? I'm excited to look at it and see what he does. Hayao Miyazaki can't live forever, unfortunately, no matter how much we want him to, and he continues to keep saying he's retiring and then not retiring. So, I'm excited to see what his son does. Of course, one of his first movies still, and you know, gotta get the hang of it, but we'll see how it goes. I couldn't find an exact release date. It just says early 2021, so keep a lookout for it. The next movie I'm really excited for is the Bob's Burgers movie. Now, this movie has been on my radar for a long time because I love Bob's Burgers, but they kept pushing the release date back after Disney acquired Fox, which was exceedingly annoying to me. They did the same thing with Nimona, which I am super excited for, which was supposed to be coming out around Valentine's Day this year, and now isn't coming out until 2022. So, a little frustrated with Disney acquiring Fox. However, I am still very excited to see a Bob's Burgers movie. I'm so excited it's finally coming out. I know they've been working on it for a long time. If you just don't understand Bob's Burgers, then I can't help you. Bob's Burgers has this amazing charm and likability, and just, it's so funny without being offensive to anybody, and that's something that I really enjoy. I really enjoy comedy that is just funny situations with a family who's a little quirky. I really enjoy that. So I'm really looking forward to Bob's Burgers and I'm excited for, you know, the release. I know that we can't really go to theaters still because of COVID, so I'm not sure how they're going to release it, but hopefully I will be able to watch it somehow without paying for a new subscription service. Bob's Burgers will be coming out April 9th of 2021, and I'm super excited for it. I have a doctor's appointment that day, which sucks, but hopefully I'll be able to see it, and it'll probably be in one of my speed reviews videos. The next movie I'm excited for is Ron's Gone Wrong by Locksmith Animation. However, it is being distributed by Disney. That is important to note. It's another one that got acquired when Disney acquired Fox. Can Disney stop buying things? Please. I am getting incredibly sick of it. Anywho, it's about a little boy who's about 11 who befriends a robot. I think it's a really interesting idea. I thought it was a Disney film at first because I hadn't looked into it as much. But, you know, compiling a list, I was like, oh, that sounds interesting. So, although Disney probably technically owns it, it's not by Disney, which makes sense because it sounds like, you know, kind of interesting idea. Disney has kind of been taking a break from creativity, it seems, except for this year. It seems like they have a lot of nice films that are original ideas coming out, which is exciting. But I am excited for this movie. Not as excited as the other ones, but hopefully, you know, it will entertain me and prove to be well animated. I did see it was a little bit lower budget, but they said it looked really high quality on Cartoon Brew. If you're ever interested in like animation news, Cartoon Brew is where I get a lot of stuff from. To stay informed. I follow them on Facebook and a couple other places, and it's been a lifesaver about festivals and other stuff, so just check them out. Not sponsored, obviously, but yeah. Ron's Gone Wrong is coming out April 23rd of 2021, so I am really looking forward to it, and we'll see how it does. The next movie I'm excited for is Vivo by Sony Animation. I'm really excited because of how incredible Into the Spider-Verse was. Into the Spider-Verse was an absolutely fantastic movie. Vivo is about a Havana monkey, apparently, so it should be interesting. I'm definitely going to be holding it to a higher standard just because of how good Into the Spider-Verse is, and part of me is like, can they really top Into the Spider-Verse? I don't know, but I will be excited to be seeing this movie anyway, and hopefully it can bring some really interesting visuals. After Into the Spider-Verse, again, Into the Spider-Verse was just phenomenal and very hard to top. It is a musical, however, I would just like to say I am one of those people who is personally very sick of Lin-Manuel Miranda. I don't think he did a bad job in Moana at all, and I actually really like In the Heights. I'm not the biggest fan of Hamilton, just for many different reasons, and I'm also just not a fan of Lin-Manuel Miranda as a person. He's done a lot of shady stuff, and not into that. I just think there are a lot of other writers and composers that you can hire that can make things really interesting, and I also think that Lin-Manuel Miranda just has a particular sound in his stuff that you can tell it's him automatically, which isn't bad, but like it just gets tiring when all the animated movies coming out all just use him, you know? Also, he has the tendency to insert himself into a lot of animated shows, and he has the tendency to insert himself in a lot of animated movies and, well, just whatever he's writing. He writes a role for himself. And, like, I don't think he's the greatest singer, and his voice kind of annoys me. So if you like Lin-Manuel Miranda slander, this is the channel for you. But we'll have to see how it turns out, and hopefully he won't give himself a really big part, or whoever's directing it won't give him a really big part, but we'll see. I liked the tiny bit that he was in for Moana, so hopefully this continues that trend. Vivo will be out on June 4th, 2021, so we'll see it then, and I'll probably add it in a speed review. We'll see. Moving on. Okay, the next one I'm excited for is Luca by Pixar. I actually thought it was by Disney. Of course, Disney acquires everything again, so no wonder I was confused. Anyway, Luca is about, it's like an Italian coming of age story. I think it's really interesting to start tying in different cultures. I will be watching it a bit more critically than most people because I married into a super Italian family, like straight from Italy, and I'm learning Italian for my grandmother-in-law. Actually, I adore her, so I will be a little more critical, and I'll have Tessa watch it with me and she can tell me if things are accurate or not. But I'm actually really excited to see Pixar doing something interesting instead of Cars 57. Getting real tired of Disney and Pixar just kind of making sequels. The only good sequel from Pixar recently that I enjoyed was The Incredibles 2, so I'm excited to see something original. I will say, on the whole, I am not a huge fan of Pixar's storytelling style, so I probably won't like this necessarily, but it is someone from outside of Pixar coming in, so maybe I will. I like Up, I like WALL-E, I like Brave, so hopefully this one will be in the higher tier for me. We will have to see. I don't have a lot of faith in Pixar. I know a lot of people love Pixar, but there's just something about it, like the animation and the storytelling, that doesn't draw me in personally, but like, again, that's like personal preference. So we will have to see how Luca does for me and how accurate it is according to Tessa and her family. But I am excited to see it nonetheless, and I'm excited to see Pixar branching out and bringing in more original concepts. You know, I get really tired of the sequels. I know a lot of people do, but hopefully it won't be so bad. Luca is coming out June 18th of 2021, so we will have to keep an eye out for it, and it will again potentially be in some speed reviews. Next movie, The Bad Guys by DreamWorks Animation. I am very excited about this because it was based on a really popular children's book series that I really liked. DreamWorks is kind of like Disney and Pixar for me in a lot of ways. It's super hit or miss. First of all, after like She-Ra and Kipo, DreamWorks, are you really ever going to knock it out of the park again? I don't know. So I am excited to see this because I loved these books as a kid and I really love the style. I'm interested to know how they're going to incorporate a lot of that style, because I feel like sometimes when people adapt books, they lose a lot of the feeling of the artwork, particularly. Like, I'm thinking specifically of like the Lorax. I know that DreamWorks didn't make the Lorax, but this is just an example. I do actually like the Lorax movie okay, but like the style was just, they had a hard time translating Dr. Seuss from book to screen. Do you get me? I don't know if you're getting what I'm putting down, but I am a little bit worried about that for this movie, but I'm still excited to see it, and hopefully it won't be a train wreck. The Bad Guys is coming out September 17th, 2021, and hopefully I will be watching it and adding it to some speed reviews. The next one is an animated series that I'm really excited for. It's called Arlo the Alligator Boy. Look, I think Netflix just is ushering in an age of animated renaissance almost. Like, they've been hitting most things out of the park really well for a lot of their animated shows, and I am super excited to see this. I'm also excited because a YouTuber I follow and have followed for a long time, Mew Tripled, worked on Arlo the Alligator Boy, so that's incredibly exciting. I'm really excited for her, and I'm really excited for Netflix. The style looks incredible. Oh, another thing, a singer that I followed for forever, Mary Lambert, is going to voice in it. That is phenomenal. I'm so excited about this. I will be watching it and I'm excited for it to come out. It does take me a little bit to get into certain animated series, especially depending on what age group it is for kids, but this one looks super pleasing and super fun, so I will certainly be watching it probably the second it comes out because I have Netflix. There's no concrete release date on the site I'm on for Arlo the Alligator Boy, but very excited for when it does come out, and hopefully it will be in a speed review soon. The next one I'm really excited for is Wish Dragon, again by Sony Animation. I saw pictures for the style of this one. It looks phenomenal. I am really excited for a story about modern day China. I loved Over the Moon, so I'm really excited for more stories from other cultures, and I just want to say the style again looks absolutely beautiful. I'm really liking how they're going for more flat, stylized style for a lot of the Sony movies. I think Sony is understanding that a lot of new technology can look dated depending on what it is. So I am thrilled that they are going this route. I have been absolutely just flabbergasted. I don't know if that's the right word, but I've just been floored by their attention to detail and just how the style looks so beautiful, and how I can't really see a lot of these movies that they've been making recently looking dated anytime soon. I just think they look absolutely beautiful. This is what I want to do with 3D. I really think 3D should move more into this space, because I think there's a reason why a lot of traditionally 2D animated things just hold up better. I just do. But I'm super excited for this movie. Super excited to learn about a dragon that grants wishes, guys. There's no solid release date for this one either. The further down the list we get, it seems like they just don't have like release dates on here. So sometime during 2021 we should be seeing this movie, hopefully. I really miss movie theaters, guys. I really wish I could see this one in theaters, because like, I just do. It looks absolutely beautiful. I'm starting to think, like, if theaters were open, I would only go to see mostly Sony animated movies. They're really beautiful. Hopefully the storytelling is just as good. I have a lot of faith in them. Again, Into the Spider-Verse is just fantastic. So hopefully they will keep it up. The next one's already out. I just haven't been able to watch it yet. Netflix has been advertising it to me a lot. It's Headspace, Guide for Meditation. I know it's an app also. Before that, I briefly used it a couple of times. I'm not so interested in the guided meditations as much as I am the animation. It looks like a really cute, interesting 2D style, the same as the app, but I'm very interested to see how they visualize that, because one thing's can't talk today. One of the things I loved about the Midnight Gospel is how they visualize the podcast, you know, so I'm very interested to see how they're going to visualize guided meditations. Also, I am slightly interested in the meditations because, you know, I'm in therapy a lot. My therapist is very into mindfulness meditation. I personally don't love it, and I know that he doesn't necessarily like the guided ones as much as just like you sitting and being with yourself and not listening to anything. So I will primarily probably do like a first watch for the animation, and then probably like a second watch to like really actually listen to what they're saying. But I'm still excited to see it. I'm so excited for animation for adults taking many different directions finally. I am so sick of nothing but comedy, you know? So I think this is a great addition to Netflix. I think it really fits, you know, with a lot of their other animated series, and I'm excited to give this one a try. So like I said, this one is already available on Netflix, so if you guys are interested, give it a look, you know? I'm probably going to very soon, and I will give you guys a speed review update on it after I've watched it. I know I'm gonna get a lot of flack on TikTok for this one because people hate this show apparently a lot, but I am very excited for Disenchantment Season 3. Look, guys, I like Disenchantment, and I'm not ashamed of it. I think a lot of it is super funny. I can understand if you personally find it boring, but like, I love it. I don't know. I have nothing against it. I personally think it's Matt Groening's best show, and my reasoning for that is because a lot of the jokes are better and less misogynistic, and there's a lot less misogyny, fat shaming, homophobia, that kind of stuff. I will warn you, in Disenchantment, there's still a lot of anti-Asian racism. It wouldn't really be a Matt Groening show without it, unfortunately. But I do think it's quite a bit better on the other fronts, thankfully. I also think for Matt Groening's first real attempt at like an adult animated storytelling type show, I think it's quite interesting. I think a lot of the moments are kind of slower and should be sped up more. Some of the filler episodes I don't care about. I'm not a big Elfo fan, I'll admit it, but I do ship Elfo with Lucy. I'm probably the only one, but I don't care. I'm excited for the new season of Disenchantment. I think it's entertaining, and I don't think it's as bad as everybody says it is, but it's also not like the best show ever written, you know? But I'm still excited to see it. It's entertaining to me, and I look forward to it. So, that's coming out this January. I'm pretty sure it's January 15th, so it should be about 4 days from today when I'm recording, which is pretty cool. So, that will probably be in a speed reviews as well. I'm very excited about that. Next, I'm very excited about the Harley Quinn show getting a new season. Season 3 of Harley Quinn. I loved the first 2 seasons. I'm so glad that HBO Max picked it up. I accidentally subscribed to the DC Universe, so I am quite annoyed that I'm not going to be getting what, in my opinion, is my money's worth. I only subscribed for the Harley Quinn show, so the fact that it's going to be moved to a different platform is incredibly annoying. However, I am still very excited that it got picked up for another season. I think a superhero adventure gory humor show for adults is exactly what we need. I think we need more, again, diversity in animated shows, but I really hate when animation just ends when the queer relationship starts. They're like, oh, they got together at the end, they lived happily ever after. I am not a big fan of that. So I'm extremely excited that we're going to hopefully see, spoiler alert here, Harley and Poison Ivy's relationship progress. I'm very excited about that and really looking forward to the next season coming out. I couldn't find an exact date again, but it will be on HBO Max, so keep your eye out for that. Tuca and Bertie season 2. Again, I couldn't find a release date. Very annoyed about that. I am so glad that Adult Swim picked this up. Netflix did the stupidest thing I think they've ever done, in my opinion, by canceling this show. This show was incredibly poignant and funny and brilliant to look at, just very interesting style-wise and textures, and just very interesting and exactly what I want from like an adult animated comedy. Can be a little raunchier sometimes, but like it does deal with hard topics. It doesn't shy away from that, and that is something that I find so entertaining and so fun. So very excited for Tuca and Bertie season 2 to come out on Adult Swim. I felt like it left off on quite a cliffhanger, and so I'm really glad that Adult Swim picked it back up. So in 2021, look out for the new season of Tuca and Bertie. Not really sure when. And now we are on the last one, the last animated series and the last of anything I'm talking about in this video. The Owl House season 2. If you haven't seen The Owl House, I feel like Disney is finally getting it in certain areas, especially animated shows. Like, I really liked Star vs. the Forces of Evil. Gravity Falls, of course, is an amazing hit. Phenomenal. The Owl House is amazing. And finally we're seeing like real meaningful queer representation on Disney. So excited for season 2. It doesn't say exactly when it's coming out, but it is coming out. I follow Dana Terrace, the creator, on Twitter, and she doesn't really know when it's coming out either because of like COVID, so we're patiently / impatiently awaiting the release date for the Owl House season 2. I am so thrilled about this show. I love all of the characters basically in this show. I think the concepts are super interesting. I really love that she took inspiration from Hieronymus Bosch, an old painter. You can look him up. His paintings are insane. I had to learn about him a lot in art history, but just everything about this show is really interesting. I feel like this is very much like, what if Harry Potter was gay? Like, but better also at the same time, and I love that about it. It is a phenomenal show, and I would highly recommend it. It's up there for me with Gravity Falls, honestly, and I adore Gravity Falls. So please give the Owl House season 2 a watch. I don't have a release date again, just nobody will announce anything because of COVID, which is totally fine, but keep your eyes on the lookout for the Owl House season 2. It will probably be on Disney Plus if I'm not mistaken. I'm really excited about that. I don't have Disney Plus. I might have to get it just for Raya and then the Owl House, but super excited to see the Owl House season 2 coming out and to see what they do with it. So keep a lookout for that. And that's a wrap, guys. What animated shows and movies are you excited about coming out in 2021? The list for animated things I'm not excited about is a lot longer for 2021, but I feel like that's just kind of how it goes. People say that capitalism breeds innovation. I say that capitalism kills creativity and gives us a never-ending loop of sequels that nobody asked for. So hopefully you guys like this. Like and subscribe if you made it this far. What's something fun to comment? I don't know. I don't know. Give me something weird. Give me something fun. My TikTok and my Instagram are the same, Ginger Boom Studios. I'm trying to upload 2 to 3 times a week now. I'm really excited about that. So keep your eyes out. At least one video I'm trying to make, like a movie review, like an in-depth one a week, but we will have to see. Obviously, I can't control things like my computer breaking. Both of my computers broke and I have to fix them this week, so these videos are even going to be up later than I intended. But I'm so glad you guys are here. So glad you're turning... I can't talk today. So glad you guys are tuning in for animation content, and I will see you guys in the next one where I discuss animated things that are coming out in 2021 that I am not excited for. And I will see you guys then in the next one. Bye!